Hello gang, Melindon on the mic. I bring you today an in-depth guide for the Red Purple Luffy after a request of you. We will first check the deck in the simulator, and I will tell you some things about every card here, and then we will check on our second part the guide that I created, and finally we will check some gameplay in the simulator. So let's start with the leader, Monkey Luffy. He is a 6k leader and has activate main once per turn if your field has 0 Dawn or your board has 8 or more Dawn. Then you can add 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck as active. What that means is that when you are at your 8th Dawn turn, you can ramp 1 Dawn for free to go to 9, or if you use a card to bring you down to 0 Dawns, like for example Monkey D. Luffy, then you can ramp 1 Dawn for free. So the cards in this deck, the first one is a searcher, Nami. We search the first top card in the game to grab one Straw Hat Crew type card or Nami. That means that we can search and grab our Gam Giant, which is really important. We can grab our Luffy or any other Straw Hat member, like Zoro and so on. Edward Newgate, Whitebeard. This one, great card. When you play this card, your leader becomes automatically is now an 8k leader, so it's really hard for your opponent to hit you, because he needs to invest many Dawns into his attacks. And also, if you attach 2 Dawns to this character and you attack your leader, your opponent, then you can KO one of your opponent's characters with 3 or less power, which is great. For example, you can KO for free a blocker like Nico Robin or like Rebecca and so on. Also a Onami here, because Onami has 2k attack power. Ben Beckman, you know this card from Shanks. It's a great card, 7 cost, 7k attack. On play you get to trust, not KO, trust one of your opponent's characters with a power of 6k or less. Yasop, he buffs your leader. When you play him for 5 Dawn, your leader becomes a 7k leader because he takes plus 1000 power, and if you attach 1 Dawn and attack with him, you can give a minus 1k power to an opponent's character on this turn. Mr. 2, Ram with him, you play him, you get 1 active Dawn. Such a great card, and then when you want to attack, you can copy the attacking power of an enemy. Zoro, another really important card for you. If you have 3 or less life, which this leader has, because this leader is a 3 life leader. If you missed this, you can see it on the bottom right of the on this card, on this leader's card, and that means that you can start using Zoro immediately. You don't need to wait of your opponent to attack you first, and you get to ramp 1 Dawn with this card. Your 10 cost Monkey D. Luffy. This is a finisher, a late game finisher. You just do a minus 10 Dawn, so you lose all of your Dawn. Then you place all your characters other than this character on the bottom of your deck in any order. Then you take another turn. So what that means is you play this character, and then you just take one extra turn. Don't forget that when you play this character, you will be at 0 Dawn. That means that you can activate your Monkey D. Luffy effect and go to 1 Dawn. If you are to 1 Dawn, you can activate the main of this character and go to 2 Dawns. And then you get the extra turn. That means you go to the extra turn. You have now 4 Dawn. You activate this card's ability. You are now at 5 Dawn. You can attach the plus 4 active Dawn to your leader and attack for 10k, and then attack again for 12k, and you are still at 5 Dawn. You know, if that's not your finisher, then you can also you are on your next turn. You're at 7 Dawn. I mean, it's great. Or you can, of course, if you don't want to use it as finisher, you can play afterwards a card like Nami or something like that to block something, or you just leave some dawns open to use a Gum Giant afterwards. Sanji, he's a 2k, and you can also play him for either 6 Dawn or 3 Dawn if you have 2 or more Fury Dawns from your opponent. Then Monkey D. Luffy, 9 cost, 10k power, Rush, and on play you just return -1 Dawn, and you also draw a card. Queen, blocker, -1 Dawn, and then you get to draw 2 cards and trash 1 card. So you get to recycle your hand and you draw an extra card. Kid, it's such a great card because on play and also when attacking you do a -1 Dawn, and your leader takes a +1k until the next turn. So your leader becomes 7k power leader, which is really hard to kill. Usuhachi, 2k counter, and you can also rest if you have 8 or more Dawn up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less. Then Onami, if you have 8 or more Dawn, then you can trust 1 card and draw 2 cards. And of course the best card by far in this format, Gum Giant. For 1 Dawn, you do -2 Dawn, then you trust 1 card and you draw 2 cards, and you get plus 4k power in this for a battle, so you can buff either your leader or a character, so it's such a great card. So let's go without any further ado to the guide. This is the RP Luffy, like we said. He's a 3 life leader, 6k power. That means that if the opponent wants to play something, let's say that your opponent is at his 3 Dawn turn and he can attack, and he wants to play something that costs 3 Dawns, then he plays that, and then he can't attack you because his leader will be at 5k and your leader will be at 6k, so he can't do anything. And if he wants to invest some Dawns to his leader in order to attack you, then of course the board remains clear for you, which is awesome. What do you search in your starting hand? These 3 cards, of course. The first one is because you can play it on your first turn if you go first, and you get to search 1 Straw Hat card, and you have important cards to search like Gum Giant or like Luffy's or like Zoro, and so on. Zoro, you need this card to ramp faster to your 9 and 10 Dawn turn, and Mr. Clay for exactly the same reason. Now what do you do between your 1 and 3 Dawn? You search and you play your Zoro with these 2 cards. The mid range, you play your Bone Clay, you play your blocker if you have to defend yourself and recycle your hand. You play your Yasop to buff your leader and make it harder for your opponent to hit you and establish also body. As pre-finisher between 6 and 8 Dawn, you have your Beckman to trust an opponent character with 6k or less power and establish a big body, or of course your Kid to buff your leader to 7k and also establish a really big body. And then your finishers are these 3 cards. So New Gate, Monkey D. Luffy and Monkey D. Luffy 10 cost. So with New Gate you buff yourself and you establish an enormous boss, so enormous boss, a boss with 10k power. With Luffy you have a rush, you draw a card, and this character has 10k attack power, and with this Luffy you get an extra turn, and then you have a leader swing with 10k and also a 12k swing with this character. So pretty strong if you ask me. With this deck you need to ramp as quickly as possible. This is also a goal of yours. So if you go first, let's simulate that. If you go first, you will first have one Dawn. On your second turn you will have 3 Dawn. Here you should play, if you have your Zoro, you should play your Zoro. On the third turn you are on 5 Dawn. Then you attack with Zoro and you go to 6. Or if you don't have your Zoro, you play your Mr. 2. Hopefully you have a Mr. 2 and you go to 6 Dawn. If you go both of them, then you rumble with both of them, and then you go to the 7 Dawn. On the next turn you are at 8 Dawn. When you are at 8 Dawn, you can use your leader's ability to ram to your 9 Dawn, and you can play your New Gate or your Luffy. Easy peasy. If you go second, on your first turn you will be at 2 Dawn, on your second turn you will be at 4 Dawn, so you can play your Zoro or Mr. 2 exactly the same. On the third turn you are at 6 and you can ramp with Zoro or with Mr. 2, you go at 7, and then on your next turn you are at 9, you use your leader's ability, you go at 10, and then you can play your New Gate, Luffy, and you also have +1 active Dawn, which you can leave it as defense if you have a Gum Gum Giant, or you can also attach it to either your leader or your characters. So in order to defend yourself, you have these 2 2Ks, you have your event, your Gum Gum Giant, you have these 2 blockers, and you also have these 3 characters, all of which buff your character, your leader, and make it harder for your opponent to attack you. Let's see how you play on your odd curve. So this is the preferred curve for you, because you can play your Zoro on curve, you can play then your Bon Clay or your Yasop, you can play your Kid or your Beckman on curve, you can play your New Gate and your Monkey D. Luffy on curve, and so on. So 1 Dawn you can search with Nami, 3 Dawn Zoro, 5 Dawn you play Bon Clay, Yasop or Queen, 7 Dawn you play one of these 2, 9 Dawn you play one of these 2, and you activate your leader's ability to go to 10 Dawn. On your 10 Dawn you can use this leader or this character, or you can keep using these characters until it is the right moment to use your finisher, Monkey D. Luffy, gear 5. For the even curve, it's pretty similar. When you are on 2 Dawn, you get to play Nami to search. On your 4 Dawn, you play your Zoro or your Bon Clay to ramp. 6 Dawn, you have your Yasop and your Queen. 8 Dawn, you have your Beckman and your Kid, and you can also ramp with your leader. 9 Dawn, New Gate, Luffy, and of course as finisher you have your 10 cost gear 5 Monkey D. Luffy. So this was the guide. Let's also see some action. What do we have here? We have a game against Purple Black Luffy. Let's set the speed to double. So let's see what happens here. So we choose to go first. We have a Searcher Nami. We reveal and throw an on Nami because we don't find anything better. And he plays 2 Searchers here. On our next turn we can play our Zoro on curve, exactly like I showed you in the guide. I attack him, I play my Zoro, and I'm just chilling here. On my next turn, it is my 5 Dawn turn. I can play my Yasop and buff my leader to 7k. he plays here, he keeps playing characters, and as you can see, he played here 2 characters and he does not attack me. The reason is because he's a 5k leader, I'm a 6k leader, and he can't do anything. And now, of course, I attack him with Zoro with 4k just to activate Zoro's ability to ram, and now I am at 6 stone, and then I can play my Yasop to buff myself, and of course I have 1 remaining turn. I attached it to my leader, I attack him with 8k, he takes. He's now at 6 stone. We have Yasop, we have Zoro, we have a buffed leader of 7k, so it's really hard for him to attack us, because he would have to invest many dons, and he has only small characters at the moment, so he could also attack only attack us with his leader. So he prefers here to attack to try and kill our Zoro with his leader and a character of his. Okay, we let it go, of course. Now we use our leader's ability, we ramp at 9 don, because we were at 8. We kill his low with our Nami, and now that we are at 9 don, of course we can play our Rasser, our Ras Luffy, and we have 2 more swings, 2 more 6k swings, 1 with our Yasop, 1 with our leader. We are still healthy at 3 life, we haven't lost anything yet. We have 2 Gum Giants. We're pretty confident. We play our Luffy, 9 cost Luffy, we draw a card. This is also a 2k. It is really great for us. So what he does here is he plays his Gum Giant, he defends that, he's still at 2 life, but look what we have here. We have managed to establish some bodies on the field. He has at the moment nothing. He plays his Moria into Robin, into this low, and he draws a Sansi, but at that moment there isn't much that he can do, because we have 2 big bodies on the field. Our leader is a 6k leader, so he leaves 1 more open don here to tell us, to intimidate us, and tell us, you know what, I might have another Gum Giant. So we first attack him with 6k, then of course let me show you that. So what we do here is we attack first with 6k with Yasop. Before we attack with our leader, we play the 9 cost Luffy, we do -1, and then we have a Dawn here. We use our leader's ability, we grab this Dawn back from the Dawn, let's say Dawn graveyard, or how it's called. Then we attach this Dawn to our leader. He becomes a 7k leader, and we still have 1 open Dawn to use a Gum Giant in case that we need that. 7k, he uses a Gum Giant, 10k, he uses a blocker, 10k, he takes, and now we have 3 bats on the field. 2 of them are just really big monsters, so he attacks me with Moria. You know what, I take, I don't care at that point. Yeah, he then uses Moria, and he manages to destroy 2 cards of mine with low, but it's pretty much game over at this point, so I didn't care that much. But yeah, you can also counter that to prevent also situations like that, like your opponent playing a low here. So he establishes 2 blockers. Yeah, but we don't really care, because we attack him with 10, we attack him, he blocks, we attack him with 10, he blocks, and then we attack him again with 10, and then with 12, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And of course he has already used 2 Gum Giants. So you know what, I was like, I'm at 2 life, he has 2 Morias, I don't want to risk it. I will attack you again with 10, and I will leave 2 Dons open for my 2 Gum Giants, and there is no way you can defeat me. But this is also something that we can win without all for 6 turns. Let's say another game with Lim. Lim is also a pretty interesting leader. The thing is that Lim plays all of his characters, everything that he plays, it's rested, and that makes it easier for us to deal with all of her characters. She chooses to go first, we go second, we play our Nami, we search something here. I was like between the 9-cost Luffy and the Zoro, but I didn't have any other Zoro, and I was like, you know what, I will draw eventually a 9-cost monkey to Luffy, and I already have a new gate on my hand. I want my Zoro to be able to ramp and keep my curve good. So what she does next is she uses her leader's ability to play for free a 5-cost character, and I play my Zoro, I attach one Don, I attack her, this character, force her to give me a counter, and now on her next turn she uses again her leader ability to flood the board here and plays also an extra character. So and she also attacks me with this Sabo. So I counter the hit from Sabo, and now I have 3 rested characters on the field with which I have to deal with, of course. I draw a Zoro, and I was like, okay, now it's time for me to ramp again, or to ramp. So I attach 2 Dons to Zoro, I ramp 1 active Don, I attack here 4k character first, also to bait and see if she's willing to give me 2 cards, 1 2k and 1 card, or 3 1k cards. She takes, and then I was like, you know what, for me it is better to try and clear your board instead of just playing something else. So what happens here is I attach almost all of my Dons to my leader. I attack Sabo, and she throws so many cards on the graveyard to defend this card. So she tells me that she wants here to keep her characters alive. She attacks with Sanji 6k, uses leader's ability to play 1 character for free, attacks my Zoro. I defend that, and then she attacks with her Shanks, my leader, and with her leader to my Zoro. So at this point it does not look good for me. She has established a huge board of characters, and all of them are 6k, I think. Only low is a 2k, but she has only 1 card left, and this is the only thing that could give me here an opening. What we can do here is we either play Queen to establish a blocker and recycle our hand a little bit, or we play our new gate to buff our leader, or we play our Luffy to try and kill a character of hers. What I decide to do here is to attack one of her characters with 6k to see what she will do, because she has only 1 card left. I kill it, and then I was like, okay, you know what, I will kill 1 more character of yours with Luffy and draw 1 card. The card that I draw is a 2k, which is great for me. She plays a low, she keeps searching, she draws a Usopp, okay, a 2k, and now she attacks me with 6k, and her leader, she tries to get as many cards as possible from my hand. She attacks again, I take one and I counter the other, and then she has 3 and 3 and 2, 8 Dawn left. She attaches the Dawns, 4 Dawns to low. I counter that. I want to stay as healthy as possible, and then again leader's ability for free one character, and or excuse me, no leader's ability, she plays a character, it just comes rested because this is what is written on her card, and she leaves one Dawn open. So on our next turn we draw a Beckman, a steal. We either play our new gate to buff our leader, or we keep clearing the board. So I keep clearing the board here by killing with Beckman one character, and then with my leader another character, and then again another character. And this Sanji came from the on-K ability of one of her cards. I think the last one Sanji, and now she has 2 loss, 1 Sanji and her leader. She attacks me with 7k, I counter that with 2k. I have only 2 life, and she has 2 more characters. She tries to get as everything from my hand, so she attaches everything to this law and attacks me, and then again 1 Dawn to her leader and attacks me. I'm at only 1 life. I counter that with my Sanji because I see that she has only 3 Dawns left, and she couldn't attach that to this law to attack me again, because that would make the law a 5k body and I would be at 6k. Now at that point, now it's the time to play my new gate, and I was like, okay, now I will completely clear your board and I will leave 1 Dawn open for my Gum Giant, and I have now an 8k leader and 3 big baddies on the field. But she has still 3 life and I am at 1 life, which is still pretty scary, you know. What she does next is she attaches 6 Dawn to this law, and then I was like, okay, now she has 4 more Dawn left, but on the next turn I can probably win the game. So I first use my Gum Giant to see what I will draw, and I draw an Onami and a Monkey D. Luffy. Then he attacks me, he brings me to 0 life, and now it's time to go for game. It's now or never. She's at 4 cards, so I first go with 7k. Then I use my I play the Luffy, the 9-cost Luffy, do a -1 Dawn, use my leader's ability to get 1 Dawn and attach everything to my Luffy. I attack her with 8k, she takes, then again with 10k, and then 2 more 10ks, and we win the game. It was close, I must say, but we won the game. So this is no bad leader, Sulim, and I might also make an in-depth guide also for her. So for the last game I have Doffy. He's not the best player that I found, but I didn't want to spend too much time searching for the optimal Doffy player. I just want to show you guys how you can play with this leader. So we play our Nami on our first turn. Of course we choose to go first, and on our second turn our Zorajuro. This is our bread and butter in every game. If you manage to play these 2 cards, you are good to go. He plays a Boa Hancock. He can't do anything else because we are because of Boa Hancock he can't do something else. He attacks me, but only with 6k. Unfortunately I'm pretty bricked here, so I take. I didn't want to give him a 2k for just 1k. Then I attack him with Zoro without doing any damage, just to ramp, and then I attack him with my leader and play a blocker, because as you can see I don't have much choice here. I didn't want to play something without block at this point, like a Mr. 2, because I would ramp anyway. And then I'm giving him here one target, so this is the Zoro, because of course he wouldn't want for me to keep ramping with him. So what he does here is he gives me back my Zoro with his law. It's fine for me because I am Zoro has 1k counter, and I'm now at 8 dawn. Of course I use my leader's ability. I'm now at 9 dawn, and this is time for some attacks. So I attack with my Sanji, he takes, I play Newgate, and I attack him with 8k. I have an 8k leader, and that would be is really difficult for Doffy to deal with, because he's a 5k leader. All of his characters are 4 cost 5k, or most of his characters, and that would mean for him, for example, if he wanted just to attack me, he should invest 3 dons here, 3 dons here, 3 dons here. So does he even have that much? No, he does not. What he could do here is he could attack me with 8k, 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 and then he wouldn't have any don left. He wouldn't have any blocker left, and of course he wouldn't be able to play something on that turn. I would be able to clear everything on the next turn, and of course I would be able to counter every single one of these attacks with just 1k, because I am an 8k leader. So this is really hard for Doffy to deal with when you play your Newgate and you are an 8k leader. So let's see what this player does here. He plays a Perona because he starts. He thinks, okay, what am I gonna do here? Then he attacks me and plays for free one Weevil to play some characters that have a higher attack power, let's say. And of course I counter that here. I don't want to lose my Sanji, or I want him to invest more Dawn to do that. Then he plays another Weevil to draw another card, and by doing that, so he does not have any other resources to attack my Sanji. So my Sanji survives, because even if I attacked him with his Hancock, with his Boa, I would be able to defend that, and on the next turn I would also be able to attack his Boa Hancock. We draw another Newgate. This is perfect for us. This is really perfect for us, because when you play against Doffy, Doffy's nightmare is of course Edward Newgate. I attack him with my Sanji to his Weevil because I want him to give me some cards of his hand. I play my Newgate, I attack his Weevil with 8k, and I leave one Dawn open for my Gam Giant in case he wants to go for game. He counters that. I'm happy because I get to get some cards from his hand. Then I attack him with my Newgate, and he sacrifices his blocker. And now I'm still an 8k leader because I played a new Newgate on this round, and he forgets that this player. That's why I told you at the beginning that this is not a good player, or maybe he was tired at this point that he didn't see that I played another Newgate, because then he was like, okay, no, I will start attacking him. But I am an 8k leader, so the investment of these 2 Dawns does nothing to me. So he attacks me with 8k and again 8k, and at this point I don't want to lose anything. I just want to throw some more cards and be able to defend every single attack of his. And then he attacks me for 9k. Okay, I take, but now I also have some counter, and I was like, okay, you know what, you have only six cards on your hand. I will go for game. I have enough to kill you. 10k, 10k, and then 16k on his face, and of course this is not enough. And even if it was enough, I would still have one more swing with 6k with my Sanji to do. So guys, this was it for today. This was the guide of RP Luffy. This is how you can play this leader. He is a good leader for this format. He is not the best deck, but you can easily win your locals by playing this leader, and we might see even in top 32 some RP Luffys in the regionals, because it's such a strong deck against decks like Toffee, which is one of the best decks in format, and also and performs also really good against other decks. So like I said, it's a pretty good deck. It's not that solid yet, but it gets towards it, and it's a really fun deck to play. So thank you all for watching. Peace. Bye.